My tea friends, hello, hello, hello. It's good seeing you guys. Lately, it's been difficult for me to sit down and enjoy my tea, but I'm really excited. I finally got all my samples in. Let me show you what I got. I opened up quite a few of them, and started smelling through them. But I got stuff from Sun. I got some Hawaiian teas, and I still have a little bit left of the WHITE2TEA to go through. So really excited. I wanted to get more border teas, and I wanted to get more US tea. And so I still may order some more samples, because even though this seems like a lot, I think that's probably maybe a month's worth. And I'm still going to be here in New Orleans for at least another month. And so I really want to take the opportunity while I'm here to sample some teas. So again, this one is WHITE2TEA. This is Must Be 2022. I have already been drinking the cold brew. This is actually the second infusion. And like I said, it's just been difficult for me to get a tea session going. A lot of that has to do with the fact that it is tax season. It's so crazy. I'm dating a young lady right now, and she complains that I work too much. And I'm partially retired, you know? So to hear that, it's just like, what? But it's true, you know, every day I'm either doing something with rehabbing the house or taxes, or both, or neither, you know? And so it's been tough, man. The other things going on, my education, my college degree finally got approved in Ecuador. So I still have to get new paperwork and reapply and all this kind of stuff. But it looks like I'll be heading back to Ecuador probably in late July. So that news really hasn't hit me yet. I was, you know, happy that the degree got approved finally after like 3 or 4 months. But just the thought process of like, I'm going back to Ecuador, not quite there yet. Anyway, I think this one is going to be pretty straightforward. I did not look this up. I will after I finish the video. But so 2022, I'm not sure what the price point is on it, but it's a young Sheng. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. So I've been learning Chinese. I've been learning Mandarin and really having a lot of fun with it. Something that I decided to do once I knew that I was going to retire, because, you know, I wanted to have something to do, keep my brain sharp, this sort of thing. And what I didn't expect, which is kind of crazy that I didn't expect it, but a lot of the words I'm learning in Chinese are directly reflected in the tea, especially because I'm trying to figure out tips and tricks on how to memorize words and symbols and stuff like that. And so the one that I came across literally just like today is, so birthday, I just learned this word last week. Birthday is Sheng, right? SHENG space RI. So Sheng is birthday. And so this is a young Sheng, poor. And so that literally means, Sheng would mean birth. Now, here's the thing. That's my little trick to memorize it, right? But in Chinese, there's so many pinyin words, right? That sound the same, but have completely different meanings. So I don't know if the direct translation of Sheng really is birth. It may even be a different symbol when talking about Sheng Puer, but it makes sense to me. That's what I'm going to choose to memorize it as. Shangri birthday, young Shang Puer, young birth Puer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this what this one is. It's a young Shang, very grassy, very punchy. I really like it. And so I'm expecting this one to be pretty hard hitting. I know the lighting isn't awesome in here, but the leaves are fairly dark. I know they're gonna green up a little bit once I get them wet, but not exactly what I was expecting out of this thing. I really don't remember what I ordered. I just know that I tried to get stuff in different price ranges. And so I don't know where this one fell. I'll figure that out after the video, but yeah, like I say, it's a young Shang. I'm gonna guess that it's not a blend. Maybe it's a blend of other young Shangs, but definitely a young Puer for sure. And for me, that's definitely welcomed right now. Looking forward to brewing this one up. What I'm curious about is going to be the bitterness level. Because when you talk about price point and quality in young Shangs, that's kind of what I look at. I mean, you do want something strong, right? You want something that's going to kind of kick your butt a little bit, but you don't want something that's like undrinkable. You know what I mean? And this one, I think, is going to be really nice based on that cold brew. Cake breaks up really, really easy, as you can see there. I mean, it's pretty much broke up on contact with the water. Like I said, the dry leaf, you know, very typical of a young Shang, just, you know, kind of grassy, green tea type of thing going on. No umami though, but, and the wet leaf is actually a bit subdued. Not as strong as an aroma as what I've smelled with some other young Shangs. But yeah, so there's another one that I came across a couple weeks ago that I still haven't got any confirmation on, and I forgot to ask in any of the groups, but it's one Pien. So Pien means cheap. P-I-A-N is the Pinyin word. The symbol, like I said, may be something different, but Pien means cheap. And so I wonder if one Pien, which is the yellow flakes or the farmer's tea, means like cheap tea. Makes sense if it does, because, you know, that's you'd expect that the yellow flakes and the farmer's tea would be the cheaper tea. So again, maybe that's the case, maybe not, but that's what I'm going to choose to remember, because it helps me remember that Pien means cheap. So this wasn't a long infusion. I don't want to go too hard quite yet, just in case this thing can be overbrewed. I have a feeling that it can. The leaves are really opening up. And again, the aroma is a bit subdued. It's not like super strong. A lot of times, especially with fresh, like hot water, you want to kind of wait for it to cool off to get a good smell. But this one, and you see the color there, it's kind of a weird yellowish thing. Not very brown at all. Maybe this is an autumn picking. I don't know. But yeah, definitely bold. Young Shang for sure. I bet you if I knew the season of picking, I'll be able to pick out something. But because I don't know, there's no way. I mean, maybe it's autumn, but who knows? Doesn't taste very much like a spring at all. Sort of ashy. A little bit of smoke, but again, I really like it. And again, I don't remember what the price point on this was, but so far, man, WHITE2TEA has really done its thing. Again, you know, with this company, with this retailer, you're definitely going to have to order samples or rely on reviews to know what you're getting. Because the first one I tasted was definitely not this, right? But nothing super special about it other than the fact that it is sort of a subdued flavor. Very, very mild bitterness. And so I'm definitely going to want to push this. Just to see if I can overbrew it. But yeah, the ashiness is kind of on the back end. Really reminds me of those open hearth fires that you want to imagine is how they're cooking the tea. Definitely got that going on. But not as strong as some of the young pours I've had before. But I bet that based on the price, you kind of can't go wrong. I mean, it's, like I said, pretty much down the middle of the road, SHENG Puer. Like I said, nothing really special about it. But, you know, if you're looking for something to drink on the daily and you enjoy young Shengs at the price point that I'm sure this comes in at, kind of can't go wrong. And I'm not even paying attention to time right now. I'm really just going to try to hit this thing really hard and see what happens. Just gonna set that down for a moment. I am a bit disappointed because this one has a cool little character on the back, but not necessarily like any sort of interactive game or thing that I can do. But it's cool. Yeah, and it's slightly sweet. Definitely a sugar sweetness. So, in other news, it's April 15th. It's the last day of tax season. And many people don't know this, but I think most people will assume. But the tax industry can be very stressful. And I got into this business back in 2011. And just like any young business owner, you know, I wanted to grow as fast as possible, reach as many people as possible, and just, you know, do my very best in the business. And yeah, I quickly realized that, you know, some of this stuff was not worth the stress. And even with, you know, figuring out different business processes and things of that nature, outside of completely divorcing myself from the day-to-day, it remains a stressful business. You know, it's so weird. I was talking to someone the other day, but you'd be surprised, like, people will call me on the phone that I haven't heard from for years, don't know them personally, and they will start off by telling me, like, all the worst things that you can imagine that's happened in their life. So-and-so died, they were sick, they didn't have money for this, they were homeless, right? And then after this story, they then say, and I haven't had a chance to file my taxes, I need help. And, you know, thankfully, I am the kind of person that sort of thing does not affect me very much, but I am human. And so I do have to purposely make sure that other people's problems and issues and stresses don't rub off on me, while at the same time being a human, right? And wanting to do a good job, remaining professional, being ethical, right? And so, you know, it's been a journey, and I found loose leaf tea in that journey. And for me, it is definitely something where it's like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna answer my phone. I'm not gonna do any work. I'm not gonna think about anything. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to brew this tea. And I'm gonna have multiple sessions and I'm going to enjoy this. I'm gonna smell the tea. And then I'll get back to work, you know? I think I see a little yellow leaf in here. And that's really how I came into loose leaf tea. It's sort of yellow. Like I said, the lighting is horrible in here, but it's sort of yellow. And so today was definitely one of those days where I was like, man, listen, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna have my tea, and I'll worry about everything else later. So the liquor is definitely darker here. So let's see if the bitterness is kicked up. Wow. So this is another word that I just learned, because the sentences that they've been teaching me is I will go to, you know, someone's birthday party, right? So all those words in that sentence I've been practicing over and over and over again for like the past 2 weeks. And so hui, the pinyin word is H-U-I, hui, which means will, right? So wo hui is I will. And so I think about hui guan, right? I've personally never used that term. That's not even something that I really think about when it comes to tea. I've heard it, but I don't know if I can say I've definitely experienced it. I do like when the bitterness is like on the sides of my tongue. And so I think the sweet areas of your palate on your tongue are sort of in that area, kind of maybe sort of the middle sides or whatever. So maybe that bitterness that I like that hits the sides of my tongues, maybe that's hui guan. And what is really cool is hui means will. So it's kind of like, you know, it will do something. I'm not sure what guan means, but hui guan. So anyway, this one I think has that, because it's definitely touching the sides of my tongue, maybe further in the back, but it's almost there. You know what I'm saying? It's not perfect, like some of those Taiwanese high mountain green oolongs are, where it's like just perfect bitterness. So it's not quite there. It's still touching the back of my tongue, but it definitely has that character. And you can't overbrew this thing. So again, I'm going to bet that this is an autumn picking. I can't even pretend to even imagine where from, but definitely an autumn picking, I'm imagining. And I think it'll be really fun if WHITE2TEA did some sort of, I don't know, just a game for me, you know, like, let me try to figure out what the facts are about this tea. You know, I don't care so much about a discount, even though that would be nice, but just give me some points. Give me some points, WHITE2TEA. Give me some WHITE2TEA points, you know, for figuring out the facts on the tea, because that'll be really cool. All right, this video has gone too long, and I do have to get out of here. But this is my tea time, so I'm gonna relax a little bit. I am feeling a little something. It's not necessarily a rush, but it's something. Yeah, definitely something. And now I want to drink faster, just see if I can really feel it. I feel something. It's a decent body high. Okay. I did not bring cold water. So I'm gonna get some cold water and I'm gonna reduce this temperature. And see what happens when I reduce the temperature. I'm gonna do something else too. I'm gonna turn on this light. There we go. Maybe that'll make things a little better. Okay. Gonna pour a little bit in here. Pour a little bit in here. Let's see. And right now, I am struggling not to look at my watch for the time. Maybe subconsciously, that's why I'm not timing my brews, because I just don't want to think about what time it is. I have to get food, cook food, eat food before it's too late, and still have more taxes to do. I gotta make sure that the returns I did send get accepted before midnight. But you know, so far so good. You know, this year is the first year that I set very hard boundaries. I was like, listen, if you don't get your stuff to me by April 1st, you have to file an extension, because I'm not gonna be in any rush. And it's funny, I even had people reach out to me today and say, hey, can you file an extension for me? And who knew that I would have to also put a hard stop on filing extensions? It's like, you know, I've heard people say before, they're like, you're always learning, there's always something new. But it's been like 13 years for me. And yeah, man, I'm still learning, still figuring it out. April 1st is a hard stop. But what is the hard stop now for extensions? I don't know. April 14th was a Sunday. Young lady I'm dating was like, yeah, no work on Sunday. And I was more than willing to concede to that. I wasn't supposed to have my phone with me either, but I did have my phone with me, and I did take client calls. I did reply to text messages. But at least I didn't do any like work yesterday. So that means that I can't necessarily put a stop for extensions on the 14th. I'll have to say, like, I don't know, the 12th or something. And after that, you're on your own, you know. I told a couple people today, I was like, you can file your own extension. I don't even want your money. This looks pretty good. It's a lot of water. And again, I'm not timing this. So when I actually like write down these tasting notes, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm trying to guess at maybe 60 seconds. These leaves are big and bold and green. They really are. At this point, I think the video is showing more than what I can even see, because it's getting dark. But yeah, they are big and green. So, I'm really glad that I got a chance to have this puer. Oh, with this light, now it looks really green. I said it was like a weird yellow before, but with the light, it looks really green. Sort of thick too, like viscous. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, this one is good. This one is good. Like I said, it's not like as strong as maybe, I prefer my young Shungs, but it's decent. And it does exactly what you want it to do. The cold brew was thirst quenching, not very sweet, but the sweetness is coming out now with the cooler water temp. But it's a vegetal sweetness. It's a vegetal sweetness. It's sweet the way that something like a squash is sweet, But it's definitely sweeter now with the cooler temps. So again, I'm certain that at the price point, this thing is a good deal. But I will say this, and I haven't tasted everything from WHITE2TEA, so I can't say that, and I'm gonna blame that on WHITE2TEA because if this isn't autumn picking, well, of course it's gonna be subdued. Of course it's not gonna be like super punchy and super strong. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, if I knew this was an autumn picking, I will not have purchased it because that's not my thing. So, what more can I say? I mean, it's not like the best. If I had an option, I'll definitely spend more for a stronger Sheng. But like I said, it's not terrible for the money. So, and I do feel a little something, but not a lot. All right, that's it. From me to you, I holla.